I didn't think I would be filming today, but Monday, start of a new week. So my recording time, it's usually from Tuesday to Thursday. That's when I have like my 2 daily hours dedicated slots. But I really want to get this track done this week, and I think I'm gonna have to get creative with my time outside of that. So it's interesting because like the stuff that I'm building aside from just recording music, there's this, I guess, too, filming for this, whatever this is, but this is really easy, really doesn't need up too much time. But there's also my gaming channel, not too intensive, but it does require a little bit of a time investment. And so in addition to like my other responsibilities, it's like, how does one start the week off? It's Monday, which is why I didn't think I was going to film today, but why not? It's like, what am I going to talk about? Am I going to record in the car? Am I going to I don't know, start playing guitar, start busking outside of Lowe's? I think it's just a really easy thing I wanted to start off with, which is just the power of a good walk. A lot of my ideas, a lot of my lyrics writings lately, really, just period, have all been like when I go out just walking. I think it's really underrated as an exercise, and you kind of get out of your own head. Like it's almost like it's impossible to feel stuck when you're in motion, I feel like. So when I'm out there walking, it's like underrated as an exercise in terms of like, yeah, it still gets everything going. Toss on some leg weights and stuff, and get your blood pumping a little bit. But then too, I think just like, again, being in motion, a bonus if you have like greenery around you, just thinking about what you want to do next, asking your brain, like, what do you want to create next? Taking my little notebook with me as I go. It's just a really strong place to be in. It's a really good like little like creative zone for myself, I feel like. And so I guess start off the week, I wanted to finish the lyrics of the song so I can just jump straight into figuring out how the final thing is going to sound like or whatever. I really recommend, if you feel stuck especially, just go for a walk straight out and make it like a dedicated walk. But I would also say make it like a dedicated walk, like don't just go out there and be on your phone distracted and like this sucks or whatever. Like, no, actually dedicate like a good 10 minutes. I'm not saying it has to be super intense, but for sure pretty involved, and just think, let your mind be creative. Let your mind tell you exactly what you could be hiding from, or you could be avoiding, or you could be just trying to overcome. Sometimes it's really just like for me, sometimes it's just like the idea that I'm like, dang, I got what next, or like what, I have no idea how this is gonna, like how the final product's gonna turn out. So like, what does that look like, and honestly, like a majority of the time, just being out there mid-walk will at least trigger the next step. Something will happen, So that's it for Monday. We'll get to properly recording tomorrow. It's interesting. I think I already have the idea for what song I want to do next after this one, but I also feel like I should be organized and, not leave things undone. Let's finish this track first, and then we can move on to the next one after that. So kind of post-punk, new wave, and I really emphasis on kind of, because I'm not purposely trying to be like only that, but play as much as into that type of sound, I guess, as I can, because I think it's a lot of fun. I like it. I think a lot of people like when I do that anyway, so it works out. But yeah, that's how we're starting off this week. So Tuesday, here we are. I said I wouldn't. I said I would stay on one tune, but again, here we are. I just had this feeling today that I should just change to this demo. I was feeling a really strong melody. See if I can convert this to the speakers real quick. Perfect. But yeah, I was feeling a very strong melody in my head today to this, and you know what? There's something about it, this demo, for some reason, that it has this real like gun come out with your guns blazing energy to it. So I don't know. Here we are. I don't know how involved this will be with the guitar. I think right now this is going to be tough because there's a very specific um, drum tone and a very specific bass tone I have in my head. I may have to do both synth bass and real bass, but I think the drum is it's gonna be what's hard because it's gonna sound like a drum machine the way it sounds in my head. There's a very specific snare sound, which is if you ever made music or recorded, that's the freaking, it's you can get stuck for hours on just the drum sound. So I'm gonna try to avoid that. If I can just get the drums sounding nice, it's okay if they sound artificial, but I just want them to sound like they do in my head. And I think I know how the song's going to progress. So really, once I have the bass and the drums, it's funny, the first song I did, once that's sounding good, I think we'll be in a really good position. But let's rock and roll, see if I film. I'll try to get better at filming these. So let me see if I can film some more today too. Tuesday. Very quick update. Or no, it's not Tuesday, it's Wednesday, but it's our second recording day. A couple of things. Hair dyed. No longer look like an old man. I got a haircut and a hair dye. Although I might have had my hair cut in the last video, my bad. I'm a little hoarse because I'm just trying to workshop vocals here. But I think tomorrow's video will be a little bit more exciting. Today I honestly tried digging through a couple of more demos. I'll try to get some time to record them in my car tomorrow, so this part of the video is not that boring. But I think what's really tripped me out is I'm trying to make something really catchy, but I don't know if you've ever written something where it's it sounds so much better in this key. But the problem this time I'm having is that just straight out, the verses sound catchier in the lower key, while the chorus sounds catchier in higher key. I don't know if that makes sense. It's not even that far. I think if you're a nerd like me, I think the verses are an E flat, and then the regular ones, or the chorus, sorry, is an E major, or the minor of E major, whatever. I hope you know what I'm saying, is that they're really close, they're really similar, but just to get that transition to make it sound seamless and smooth and not weird is what screwed me out right now. But I think I got the structure down. I think I can finish lyrics on the go tomorrow. And once I figure that out, once it doesn't sound so jarring or awkward or whatever, I think we're rocking and rolling. I think this is a really catchy one. Pretty excited for it. But yeah, I'll film some stuff to make this part more exciting. Pepper it in tomorrow. Before I ended my 2-hour session here, I was like, oh damn it, yeah, let me film something real quick. We tracked bass. It's sitting here right by the trash can. It's where I store the bass. Those are all a bunch of demos. That's the synthesizer I use with a Melon Waterloo. So you know that the vibes are immaculate here. But to tomorrow. All without stars on the green. Oh, without stars on the brain. Hello. This is me trying to cover up the fact that didn't go too well. This is probably the final part of this video, I guess. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. It's not that it didn't go well. It's just so I actually changed gears. I think I mentioned earlier in the video that I changed gears for the song that I'm making this week. I felt this urge to switch to something a little bit catchier, and maybe that's part of what the segment is about. I kind of got ahead of myself. Um, I try to keep my thoughts organized because I feel like this all kind of stems from like I'm making art, and I for one have never believed in the whole like like starved artist thing. Like I've tried it. I've tried like like okay, like I don't care about money. I'm gonna just make art and not give a shit about supporting people that need me or my loved ones or like now as a more mature adult or whatever. I'm married. I've never believed in it. It's never felt right. I can try it, but I'll feel like worthless, and that's not a great place to be making music from. So I know I'm going to talk about things where it's just like, oh, I have this catchy song, which is true. Like I switched gears because I want something really accessible and catchy. And it comes from a good place. It comes from like, I want this to succeed. Like I want this to like people to like listen to it and like it. And there'll be room, I think, now and in the future for just more challenging things to make for me, for my own sake. More, I don't know, like I guess things where I can indulge. But right now I'm just like, what are the best songs that I have now that I can work on? And so when I change gears, I'll give you like a small preview here. I'm in the car for a reason, just trying to listen to what it sounds like here. And it's awesome. Like, hopefully I have like a vocal take on this somewhere. No, if not, it's no big deal. Let me see if I can load this up. But just great verses, like these amazing verses that I really believe in. I wonder if this will show up on the on the video or not. I guess I don't have vocal takes. Oh no, here we go. Here's like a scratch vocal take. See what you think. What are you talking about? I'm in love since I got Oops. I forgot I was messing with that. What are you talking about? I'm in love since I got I've killed what I would last, rearranged myself enough and never over. So that's the general idea of it, right? And it's tough because like there's an idea in my head, I think I mentioned earlier, where like the key would change, but that's not quite working. So it's like I came up with like a really great verse, really catchy verse, and a really great hook, really awesome chorus, but they feel it's either going to work and I'll be able to peanut butter sandwich it together, or it's not going to work at all. And this is just, the verse stays the same and this chorus, this hook would be better off on its own, on a different song. And so yesterday, I think I just got obsessed. It was really frustrating with the idea of like, I really want this to be insane. Like I want it to succeed. Like I want, well, the classic thing that any songwriter asks for, like I want a hit. And it's just kind of like counterproductive, and it's a really easy thing, even now with so many years of experience, to fall into that trap because you start trying to force things and it's not a great place to be in. I know I'm trying to be more efficient, more disciplined with my time, with my approach to the music, but if it comes at the cost of just making things, because it's like kind of like now I'm even thinking like, well, let's just go back. I know I was stuck on the one I was working at the start of the week, the one from last week's video with the cool guitar riff, but that might be the strongest plan now, again, to go back, or just come up with something new, something fresh. I don't know, but that might be the better strategy now, just because it's just stronger in terms of being able to make progress on it. Like on this one, it's kind of like has a little bit of that energy of like, I'm stuck, so the Thursday session didn't go too well because of that, and it was just a lot of like like head bashing, going outside to get the blood flowing with like, I don't know, some push-ups and stuff like that, just to see if I could jig anything. And I kind of really did not. So I think my plan over the weekend, I'll get a little bit of a refresh because I got my gaming channel to work on, but just kind of like really absorb maybe like what I'm working on, but like, what I want to gain from this, like what am I working hard for? I just engage in some art. I know I'll be playing some games, but it's been a while since I've just sat down and listened to music, maybe even watch a movie or two. Something that kind of feeds like that happiness, artistic side of me, while like I think the discipline side of me still gets to make progress with everything else. This is almost like a little bit of a reset from this, but it comes from a good place. Again, I want a good song because I always want to be putting out the best that I can right now, and I just want to make sure that like I'm, not just floundering around, I guess, and wasting time. So it's kind of like I'm at this point basically where it's like, okay, like I think I just got to be like consistent, like I don't let off the gas. I sat down and talked with my loved ones about it, and it just comes down to like, yeah, don't let off the gas, be patient, and it's just going to be painful, for a little bit, getting back to it. I think I think the key right now is going to be pushing through that pain. So I don't know. I don't know if this video, this week's little sitting down with me, was entertaining or not, but I think that's where I'll leave it off for this. Trying to get better at filming and stuff like that too, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, lots of like little nuggets, lots of little lessons that I'm taking with me, and I'm sure I don't know if you can relate. Like the frustration of like wanting just like very fast progress. I think that only happens to me really with things that I am excited for. With stuff that's like everything else, like I can be pretty patient, but with stuff that I'm excited for, it's like, it's attached to so many dreams and so many positive emotions that it's hard to be like still. Like it's hard to sit still, but like I'm very grateful otherwise for the results so far. And yeah, I think that's it, like that's where we'll leave this at. I will try to work on this still a little bit, or maybe something fresh actually. I'll try to just kind of like practice making things over the weekend. That way when we come back this coming week for our 2-hour sessions during the week, I think I can go strong and make them really efficient and just get a track done and submitted by this coming week. That's going to be the goal. That's what I'm going to say out loud right now. But yeah, film later because I'm off to work now. And if you watched up to this point, I appreciate you. I feel like I'm changing the vibes on this channel, but if you like what I do, you're very welcome to stick around and subscribe. But please, if you have any thoughts on creating, on making music or making something else, just something creative, like I'm all ears, I'm open. I like hearing people's processes. I think it really helps my own out. So catch you guys in a bit. There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed. Good morning. I am here on my very first order of the day. I work. I feel like I should, I don't know, I'm trying to get better at just filming in general, and just thinking of things to think about, I guess, just trying to be more on top of that. I don't know if this is interesting or not, but anyways, get the day started here. The way I like to work these applications, because I live here in California, so you do Instacart, Uber Eats, Spark, etc., is that I like to make sure that I'm basically on the clock as much as possible, so I'm in an active order as much as possible. So yes, you could wait around for like the really good orders all day, which I'm gonna be out here for like 12 14-hour days anyways most of the time. But I feel like it's a little bit depressing, and I think it's not as consistent as being on the clock. Because what's cool, like take me filming this for example, is like I'm already working technically, so I'm on the clock. Once I'm on the clock, I get to squeeze in whatever I need to work on, which will be fun today. I'll film. I'm gonna be working on my gaming channel today mostly, so that'll be fun. But basically, it's like I'm getting paid to work on the stuff I want to work on is the goal, and still running the clock, still getting money, regardless of how much I'm getting paid for this order. I'll still get paid at least minimum wage plus mileage. So that's why it works out a little bit more consistent to just stack the time. It doesn't mean that you have to like take the worst orders. I'll like, I'm not gonna go like get myself like shot out to freaking, I don't know, the Catalina Island or something. But this has been working so far for me, and it's fun. I get paid to film, so that's the start of the day. Let me see if I find anything cool or fun to film. Okay, I hope this goes on a deeper sale one day. I mean, $10 is not the worst, but I don't need a desk mat whatsoever. But it would be handy. Also, not $10 handy, but it would be handy. Cinematic. Look at him go. It's been a little bit since I've seen a caterpillar, which kind of reminds me, like, hopefully I didn't get my license there. I don't know if you guys ever used to play with insects as a kid. Well, there's more. But I used to go in the rocks and play with worms and beetles and caterpillars. Just kind of combine them with my Legos and my action figures and stuff like that. I don't know why. Specifically in Mexico, we didn't really get bugs like we do out there. But very thrilling, huh? Recording bugs. I don't know. I just thought of that and I felt like talking about it. Sorry. So we're off on our next delivery here. So far, it's pretty solid. We've made like, after this order, it'll be like $70 or so. So not bad. Pretty strong start. Hoping to go for a walk. Try to get some creative juices flowing once we come back. I'm starting to really dig putting on these leg weights that my wife let me have. And it feels nice to just like, at least I've noticed anyway, like especially if you do it early on, just go for a walk and just get like the brain moving, you know, some type of movement. It's always really good for the mind. So that's the goal right now. I think I'll come back to you guys once I'm walking. Gotta put this away. It's funny, like you've got Commerce on this side, the park on this side. I heard it once from who knows where, the internet, whatever, that you greatly reduce your stress just by being outside by nature. Walking also does it too. So that's typically the best place to walk. I don't know. I feel like there's someone, whoever said that, philosopher, has a point. Because, I mean, just having this little sliver that is like fenced off for some reason, explain that one, is it just, I don't know, it means a lot to me. It's not much, but just walking next to the grass, big difference in my day and in my mood. Well, they sure showed them, I guess. Goodness gravy. Just had lunchtime here. I take it to go so I can be close to the stores and I'll munch and stuff while waiting for orders. Not terribly exciting, I know, but it's kind of handy because like I try to find like this balance of like I said, I'm on the clock, so I'm always just trying to be on the clock as much as possible. So whether you're on the clock or not, I think word of advice, if you work these apps, like I just canceled one that I took right away just because I saw a big banner that said like $117, which is insane. It was probably like a good $80 tip, but it was going to be like, if you're familiar with Sam's Club, like maybe 40 something things from there. And it was going to be like all over. Like I was going to have to go like to 2 houses nearby and then the third person like in downtown Long Beach. So like about maybe 14 miles or something like that. Alcohol involved too. So, I guess regardless, if you do Instacart, you have to pay for it. You don't get to just walk out with your code like if you're doing Spark. And yeah, it would have been on the clock, but then it comes down to like, well, what's the actual point here, you know? So sometimes it's kind of counterproductive because it's like don't you want to maximize the amount of money you're making? And because we're on this strategy, that being on the clock strategy, not only am I confident that I could probably still make about $100 still for the rest of the afternoon before the prop adjustment or whatever, but then you have to think like what's the goal here? So if you're just working these apps just to work them and you really want to maximize that could be a different conversation. But because I want time to, you know, make music and just film like this, you know, right now I just took one for $30. Not as glamorous, but hey, freaking, I'll be in and out real quick because it's 15 things, you know, so I'm getting paid right now to film and I'll still be on the clock as I'm driving around and I'll be open for more orders. So that $100 one probably would have taken the rest of my afternoon, which is cool. You know, that's a good day right there. That would have put me like at, I think, like $250 for the day before any adjustments. And so that would have been dope, but then it would have eaten up their afternoon. Like there would be no time to film, no time to anything else extra, you know. I would have been just working it. So I don't know. I just had that thought. I was like, hey, like maybe you want to start working these types of apps instead of a regular job. And that's one of those shifts that like it took me a little bit to understand too. It's like, what's the actual end goal here? Because if you just want to maximize the amount of money, then sure. But if you want to work on other things, you just leave yourself open for more energy, more time, more opportunities technically, because again, I can still take more orders while still running the clock and getting to work on other things, especially with energy, man. You tried fitting like more than 30 things from Sam's Club in your car, it's possible. Check this out. This is a little bit ratchet, but it works. So the idea is that for my gaming channel, I mean, I could probably figure out how to screen capture stuff, you know, like with technology or whatever. But I always think it's like more cool. You get like that like authentic, you know, feel. And I'm like literally right here. You can just hop on in and play with me. And I don't know. I felt like I should just show, even though this is not for my gaming channel, like my little setup I've got going on here. That was pretty cool, in my opinion. Just kind of working with what I got. But anyways, yeah, we ended up a lot busier today than I thought I would be. Hoping to film the full review, but we'll have to do that tomorrow. I'm thinking I'll clear that in the morning. In the meantime, though, it's handy just to get some quick footage. Might have to get some more tomorrow, but tomorrow we upload for the gaming channel, so it'll be really crucial to get everything done by tomorrow. So we'll focus on that this weekend. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands. I think this is the first time I've just seen my hands while I'm like filming one of these. But we'll get that done tomorrow. That way we can start the next week strong. And if we get lucky, maybe we'll get some time for some music tomorrow too. Oh yeah, I feel like I gotta show you this this really ugly game. Okay, ugly is a harsh word, but it just I love this kind of stuff where it's just very like early technology 3D type of thing. There's something about it that's just, I mean, obviously I'm nostalgic for it. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we're on our first order right now. I usually take advantage when I get here to charge my phone for a little bit, you know, get it to a better percentage. These apps don't yell at you once you start the order for a good 10 minutes. So I usually take like a quick 5 again to charge the phone, squeeze some of this in. I love gaming so much, but you know, it's not really possible at the moment to do like a full, how I used to, you know, like a full dedicated like couple of hours. So these little short bursts, you know, 10, 15, 20 minutes at tops is how I get my stuff in. And I'll try to find a balance, you know, like this, for example, is probably not going to be for like my my channel. Maybe I'll do a review on it. Might as well, actually, now that I think about it, do a little in-depth video on it. But I'll play this kind of stuff for like my own personal, like, because I love it. And it's like really cool to see and it's inspiring. But I also play stuff that I'm doing for my channel too on the side at the same time. So yeah, just, I don't know. Good morning. This is Sunday now. I don't know how I'm going to format these videos. I don't even know if I should format these videos, but this is how we're starting off our Sunday. Lovely little coffee that Titi made me. Breakfast, hydration, that's important. Car's a little messy, actually, my bad, to clean this up, but let's get the ball rolling. Get the ball rolling, fam. Okay, I feel like I should film this because I always pass by this whenever I'm at Sam's Club working. 500 bones essentially for a WrestleFest cabinet, which I mean, it's not the worst quality. I'm kind of picky when it comes to like the quality of these things, so the joysticks and the buttons are okay, but I think in my opinion, when it comes to like owning an arcade cabinet, like the idea of it is cool, but it would have to be one of two things for me anyways. It'd have to be something that I'm super like, this is my addiction game, and it'd be fun just to have a cabinet nearby, because they're kind of, you know, they're big, kind of a hassle to store somewhere, hassle to maintain, like the legit ones. So it would be cool. It'd be a cool pickup if I had the space for it, and I really, really love the game. That's at least my opinion, anyways. Otherwise, I'd get, it's just one game, so you only, could play this so much before it just becomes like a cool thing to display, which that could be a cool reason to own it, I guess. But if I had a cabinet, and this is the other reason I would own one, that just had like a cool, like it looked cool, but you could just hook it up with like, hey, I hooked it up so that you can play any game, just load up some games on it to play on the arcade. That would probably be my ideal. That's the kind of cabinet I think I would own. Maybe make it like, I don't know, something iconic that I could display, like, get like a Pac-Man cabinet or Centipede cabinet or something cool. But I'd want some options, man. But they're fun. At $500, I guess it's not the worst price for a big ass one like this, but just had some thoughts on arcade cabinets because I grew up at Chuck E. Cheese. What about you?